Hello, welcome back, dear friends. I will turn back to my daily activity fighting fake news on TikTok. So I found for today like five, six, I don't know exactly how many videos about with the same topic, US and Israel being bad states. I will play the video like always, and after I will comment and I will bring some value information if it's true or not true. But please give me a like. So let's start.
Zionists are staging a war against black women in media, in particular, who are speaking out against their crimes. Most recently, The Hill, which hosts the news show The Rising, fired the journalist, a black woman.
None of the Zionists do things like that. The journalist embarrassed the publisher doing that thing. She did it in the live show with the sister of one of the hostages held by Hamas.
Brianna Joy Gray, because she was speaking out against Israel. And more recently, over the past couple of weeks, there have been vicious targeted attacks. Is one of the last people in social media still speaking out against Israel. And after she was fired, Zionists.
The last people in. Why do you have this attitude like who speak against everybody is technically the last one, the martyr?
And especially those from the GOP and right wing, were sharing this one clip where Brianna Joy Gray was talking to a sister of one of the hostages that was trapped in Gaza. Brianna Joy Gray is accused of rolling her eyes at some of the statements that were made by.
She deserved to be fired by that. She had that bad attitude against someone who was suffering. I mean, she doesn't have a bit of uh, feelings for that lady.
This sister of a hostage. The clip was, of course, taken very out of context. You can go watch the entire interview on the Rising's YouTube page. But what was really funny was that now, suddenly, all of these right wingers who are now saying, believe all women, when it comes to, Israeli women talking about October 7th. But it was the same right wing Republicans who, prior to October 7th, rallied against, believe all women when it came to Trump's many sexual assault allegations or just sexual allegations in general. And now they're doxing black girls in high school who might.
They are targeting black critics of Israel. I am a critic of Benjamin Netanyahu and nobody attack me. But I still support the mission to recover all the hostage. And by the way, are like 100 or something like that. 100. Okay, how many hostages does Hamas have? Okay, so by 8 June 2024, 120 hostages remain captive in the Gaza Strip. So IDF should recover all the, or Hamas return them back. It's much better.
Be showing support to Palestine, and of course there are many white high school students who are also doing the same, but the concentration on them isn't as much.
If they are showing support like they doing here in Copenhagen, like this is not that kind of support I want to see someone showing to somebody. because they are a total mess for everybody, and plus they are showing things like this. Why that's on the anyway. Okay. Yeah, it's a total war camp or something like that. Anyway, I cannot do too much to show, but they are blocking an entire square just to stand there in protest against Israel and actually in support for Hamas, because Hamas is much more like ideology and cannot be easily eradicated. So let's conclude. The black journalist from the hills deserved to be fired after the shitty attitude she had towards that sister of Hamas hostage. This is another clip. What can I show you? Show you another clip right now. This. Okay.
Woman with a rifle shops in a bakery in Tel Aviv, Israel, June 4, 2024. And they still have the audacity to say that Palestinians are terrorists. In what world is this normal? They are literally training them to exercise hate and violence. If you have to live like this, you might have to question why is my society this messed up? Innocent, peaceful civilians, they say. I'm sorry, if you're armed, you're not a
What it's with Google today.
fucking civilian. Now just imagine if this was a Palestinian woman. The world would end.
Okay, hold on.
Look at this. A woman
First,
with
she is wearing civilian clothes. She is a civilian. And the rifle, it's there probably for self-defense. Plus, you can see things like this actually in Brazil, in Mexico, in USA, even if in parts like Bulgaria, you can see things like this. And she have a big gun with her, that is not to open fire to kill other people on without any reason. She can use that weapon in case of self-defense, or if the duties asked, if it's on duties asked by the chief commanders they had. And yes, probably a Palestinian, if had a kind of weapon like this, probably will start opening fire on Israel without no reason. The war there it's actually very dangerous because probably she lived next to the border where the places are not that safe because in any time can somebody open fire at everybody and they need to be there. Sometimes it's happened actually even here in Copenhagen, somebody took a weapon, a gun and start killing some people in a mall. Yes, Palestinians, not all are terrorists, but if you see a Palestinian with a weapon, you have some concerns. Even here in Denmark, if I see the kafaya or kafaya, I don't know what exactly it is. When I see people with that kafaya, I am running away from there because it's a sign of supporting terrorists. You don't know what can happen. Okay, let's end this stupidity. I will try to find another video. Okay, let's talk about something about this kind of content. Take the link. Put the link here. This video is about colonization or how America is an imperial state, I think, but I will see what can I do about it. Okay, let's play from the beginning.
To the people who be like, well, if you don't think Israel should exist, then you don't think the United States should exist. Correct, bitch. You're fucking correct. That is absolutely correct. I don't think any of these imperialistic, Zionist, white supremacist hellholes should fucking exist. I don't.
You should don't exist in America if you don't support your own country. Even as an European, I am proud of what America did for us. We was technically saved by them from the oppression of Nazi or the oppression of communists. They little share bloodshed for us. Have the ideologist battles, which they won by having a superior idea, superior philosophy, guided by Western values as freedom of speech, what you use right now to spread stupid ideas on the internet, as human rights, equal gender equality, the right of own of sovereignty of the state, things what communists doesn't have or not doesn't have. America is not a colonialist or an imperialist state. Actually, it doesn't make any sense to compare America with an imperial state. America is just a state, a federal state made by a federal country made by 50 states with a small territory which can't, for example, some uninhabitable islands in the Pacific, are owned by US, or Guam, which should become sooner at least an American state, but it's too small to be considered an empire. Under America guidelines and under American protection, Europe and other states which are allied with US become richer, become powerful, become much prosperous than was before. Technically, America is the reason why we are prosperous in Europe. We actually, because America, we become much more prosperous than America it is. Applying the same logics they apply in the country. And Israel should exist because there it's a population with self-determination which wants to be something what they are. They are constantly challenged. The existence of Israel is continuously challenged by some terrorist organization and some stupid ideologies, like a cult ideology. What did they have? Hamas is technically a cult, a religious cult and ideology, which is dangerous for whole world. You don't like America? Go to Palestine, go to Jordan, Morocco, Algeria. I love where I live now, and I want these European states to remain secular. The laicite concept which French society have and the state have should be endorsed, and it should be endorsed and grow, and also being endorsed in other European states, because it's a kind of concept which should guarantee equal for everybody. It's a kind of freedom what all Europeans should have. And yes, America is not an empire, will not fall that soon as you expect to fall. What I don't understand is you elected Trump, an Russian puppet. Now you had elected Biden, a Chinese puppet. Why do you let outsiders to control your internal politics? That's kind of weird. It probably will have a lot of problems, but I think the principles in the Constitution America have is much stronger and much powerful, and will not have the fate which had the fate of Poland in the 14th, 15th, 16th centuries, when they was controlled by Russia. Next, you can go out of America and see how hard it is to not have freedom of speech. Because if you go in any other state beside of the Western world, the world with the values we have, you have no rights. Plus, America is not colonialist. If you compare with Russia or with, okay, China is not a colonial state. Not a good example, but yeah, comparing it with Russia for a small part of small country, which was in the 12th century, 12, I think, yeah, from the west part of Uralic Mountains, which is east of Europe, extend east and conquer all the Siberia and lots of Asia, forcing people to become part of an empire, actually a colonial empire. Even if today they keep that part of Siberia as being owned. Okay. No. Let's check another one. What's wrong with Google? Okay, let's. It's about. No. Okay, let's speak a bit about this. Yes, they have a big deal. Actually, it's selling the airplanes, the air fighters for much more than the market value, which I think it is a very good deal. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, let's hear the beginning.
Whopping $3 billion.
Why you don't start from the beginning?
America is giving Israel 25 airplanes for a whopping $3 billion. $3 billion. Meanwhile, 47% of the people in Detroit can't read. We have homeless veterans. We have high inflation. And really, Israel needs more airplanes. Some of the most advanced airplanes in the world. What are they fighting? Israel is not fighting any other air forces right now. We could fix so many of our own problems before we waste it overseas.
Oh, first, America don't give anything for free to anybody. Selling for 3 billions. How many airplanes?
Giving Israel 20.
Okay, 20. So ich take 3 billions divided by 25, which means the plane should be it's sold with around. Okay, so it's a very good deal for the US company and for the US state because on approximately correct price for F-35 it's 90 million, and they are sold these planes for like 120 millions per piece, which is kind of big deal because they are selling with more than approximately price they have on that aircraft airplane. And yeah, they can use the money to stop.
25 airplanes for a whopping $3 billion. $3 billion. Meanwhile, 47% of the people in Detroit.
I'm not really sure if this is accurate or not. but America have illiteracy rate around 60-70% of the population, which is very low comparing with other states. Let's take Afghanistan, 98%, Iraqi, 90%, Turkey, 70% illiteracy, Bosnia, 70%, around there. I mean, I don't know exactly how much they are, but 60% illiteracy level in America, it's actually very low. You have states like Romania where education is free, and illiteracy level is close to 30%. So it's actually double. Even if Romania have free education. Or Bulgaria, where it's the same free education. And the illiteracy level is close to 50%. 50% is so small. Yeah, they can use this money. I mean, America is doing business, let's be honest. Selling something what is valued at 90 million to with 120 millions. It's literally a big deal. Plus, America still control that F-35 because the key code to operate is in the hand of American company. The spare parts are also controlled by America, which there should be another deal for few millions USD dollars. Plus, selling weapons to another country and allied, it's helping America by reducing that inflation, reducing that level of illiteracy, increasing jobs, increasing infrastructure, plus you win a war against your enemies, because yes, America have enemies, and one of the worst it is actually terrorism. It's winning wars against terrorism. Not helping actually, selling to the partners the weapons they need.
Detroit can't read. We have homeless veterans. We have high inflation, and really, Israel needs more airplanes. Some of the most
Actually, yes, they need more airplanes. Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthi, you name it. Iran, all the states, whole of Iran is a state which want to wipe out Israel, have controlling Iran, controlling Hezbollah, controlling Houthis, controlling Hamas. This is technically terrorist organizations founded by Iran with the purpose of destroying Israel or conducting war against West.
advanced airplanes in the world. What are they fighting? Israel's not fighting any other air forces right now. We could fix so many of our own problems before we waste it overseas.
Again, it's not wasting overseas, it's a selling, it's a deal. America win in the situation. In many other ways, I mean, make money with weapons and win wars against terrorists. The biggest enemy America have. Okay, this not exactly. Okay, let's look at other. Let's kill this. Let's open a new one. Yeah, let's see how if it's really efficient or not. The Iron Dome. Uh, Iron Dome. It's a military facility, self-defense. Actually, doesn't know exactly what it is, but it's a system of rocket launchers, which is used for self-defense.
Iron Dome. The Iron Dome is cracked. But here's what gets me about Americans. Don't you ask what kind of Iron Dome we have here? And did you know that in 2019, the US of A purchased two Iron Dome batteries from Israel? One is in Guam and one is in Washington State. And both are completely inoperable because Israel refuses to release the underlying source codes. Now, what kind of ally is that? But seriously, Americans, why are you still supporting a rogue counterfeit country that does not support you? Just because a Zio agenda told you they're your ally and friend. When they've killed Americans on the USS Liberty, they tried to kill us in Egypt in the Lavon affair. They've stolen our nuclear technology. And you're worried about their Iron Dome? Well, it's cracked and the world's peered in, and we've seen the atrocities. But now know this, your little ally there won't even help this country with an Iron Dome.
Okay, let's start from the beginning.
Iron Dome is cracked. But here's what gets me about Americans. Don't you ask what kind of Iron Dome we have here? And did you know that in 2019, the US of A purchased two Iron Dome batteries from
Okay, I look it on Google to see if something, if it is an Iron Dome in USA, and I don't find anything about this. Okay, so, but yeah, I found something. So it's where USA. Iron Dome. Founding founding for the production and development of additional Iron Dome batteries and interception missiles are approved by the United States Congress. It is financed in a joint fund by Israel and USA. Okay. Yeah, America have two batteries, but it's not its own version of Iron Dome. It's not the Israeli version of Iron Dome, and doesn't find anything about. Okay. So if America have own versions, why they need from US, from Israel the codes? But that's not a problem if they are or not. If the Israel keep the keys to operate this, because also for American weapons, America still keep the codes to operate. You cannot operate American weapons without American codes.
Israel, one is in Guam, and one is in Washington State, and both are complete.
Okay. I don't found anything. I see plans for co-production with the United States, but United States have own design Iron Dome. Doesn't acquire anything didn't purchase anything from Israel. Ah, dear lady, you're stupid as shit.
Inoperable because Israel refuses to release the
Underline source code. Yes, US do the same with all the weapons they sold to European partners. Romania cannot use anything which acquired purchase from America without the source code for the Americans. Same in Poland, Germany, Turkey. Even if our own weapons, like the lasers Romania have, cannot operate without NATO or America consent, even if ours weapons. It's nothing wrong in if America can keep the codes, the source code for their own weapons, Israel also can keep the source code for own weapons. But America own version of the Iron Dome, not an Israeli version of Iron Dome. And if it's broken, probably it's American fault, not Israel fault. So Israel is not evil in this situation.
source codes. Now, what kind of ally is that? But seriously, Americans, why are you still supporting a rogue counterfeit country that does not?
Why does Romania, it's a partner of America, which doesn't allow us to use our own developed weapons, like the lasers and weapon lasers. The laser we have on the soil and also the laser we had on the plane. Yeah, we have some American airplanes which lasers on, and we cannot use the lasers because the Americans own them, because they are put on the American airplanes.
Support you just because a Zio agenda.
Okay, I just a bit exaggerated. I'm not sure if Romania have lasers on the airplanes or something like that. We have a laser or two. I don't remember how many lasers we have, and it's used for researching purposes. Can be converted fast in a weapon, but it's not used for being a weapon. It's used for researching. The laser is used in partnership with US, Germany, Japan, South Korea. So it's like a big group which use in collaboration. We use this laser in collaboration with others, just for research purposes. Yes, can be used for being a weapon, but we don't have. Okay, we don't know as civilians if it's used as a weapon somewhere, somehow. I know for sure it can be used as a weapon, but I don't know if it was used or will be used for that. I'm sorry for exaggerating a bit, but yeah. But for the American weapons purchased by Romania, yes, America still keep the code source for them, and we cannot use without American approval. So Israel doesn't violate any international law by doing that.
Told you they're your ally and friend when they've killed Americans on the USS Liberty. They tried to kill us in Egypt in the Levant affair. They've stolen our nuclear technology. And you're worried about their Iron Dome?
Israel doesn't stole anything about nuclear technology. Romania have given by America the capability of having nuclear weapons. So it's in the same situation with Israel. If Romania had the capability of doing and don't want, they have the capability to do it, but they don't want. They didn't start anything, nowhere it's shown anything like that. This is a very shitty lie of accusing a state of doing something for you, because the nuclear capabilities of partner states are made by agreements. The only state which I think stole something from America was the USSR. They really stole that the patterns and the frame for making atomic missiles. In case of Israel, I am really sure they didn't stole anything. America offered them like a partner or something like that to have access to data to develop own nuclear arsenal. And as I don't know, I am not sure if they have or not, but by my own opinion, I think Israel have the capability of having around 500, 600 atomic missiles in case everything happened. And I think are developed by themselves. This lady,
Well,
it's
a fact
idiot.
that the world's peered in, and we've seen the atrocities. But now know this: your little ally there won't even help this country with an Iron Dome.
Okay, let's move to another one because this is like okay, this should disappear. Okay, let's talk about it. The last video. Because I don't think these two guys spread some lies and I also don't like it. This shit. This video is so long that I need to.
Okay,
It's potentially Israel. No, it's not true. The most democratic countries, if you search on Google, you will find countries like the most democratic countries in the world. Okay, complete rating, democracy rating. And we have Denmark, Norway, Finland. Okay, so let's start it with the first one. The most democratic country: Denmark, Norway, Finland, Sweden, Germany, Switzerland. So the first 6 are in Europe. 7, Netherlands, also Europe. 8, New Zealand. Iceland, it's on number 15. Ireland, 16. I don't find Israel in top 30. Yes, it's counted at number 35, the most democratic country in the world. Decline, please. In 36, it's United States of America. I am looking to see, even if little Estonia, it's number 14, France 19, Italy 22. And Italy doesn't look like being a democracy for me personally. Greece 31, and yes, there it's a total mess. Yeah. So Israel is 35, 36 America. Okay, I'm looking for Romania. 46 it's Romania. Okay, we should be much higher than this. Yeah, let's continue with the video. So Israel is not the most democratic country in the world.
Okay, so I have a few problems with this video. Not the creator, seems like a great guy, makes wonderful content. But I think the main point that you're trying to get across at the end, and from what I understood, can seem a bit deceitful and also misses a lot of super important context. So correct me if I'm wrong, but the point that I think he's trying to get across is that Israel is potentially the most democratic region in the entire world, or at least in comparison.
Israel is not a region. Israel is a country. It's quick clarification. It's a small shitty country. You don't want to live there. There was a creep piece of shit. They make it to be a bit better. Okay, it's looking actually very, very prosperous. I mean, that place looks amazing today because Israel.
To the United States, because the Israeli government isn't being deceitful to its population in a sense where they're very open about what they actually want to do to the Palestinians and their true genocidal intent in Gaza, which they're...
I hate this idea of genocide in Gaza. It's not genocide anywhere in Gaza. It's 0.5% of the population which live in Gaza are. I mean, I think they because yeah, it's happened much more recent. Okay, where yeah, it was when it was 35,000, it was 0.06% of the population. So it's probably increased to 0.07, but that cannot be considered on genocide because most of the people, like 70% of the people who died, are people with arms. Was considered are technically under international law considered part of the war. They was active part in the combat. So no genocide anywhere.
Therefore creates a lot of satisfaction between the population and their government. Unlike the United States, which has to continuously lie, manipulate, and be deceitful to its own population about their true intent with the Palestinians, which doesn't make it as democratic or potentially democratic as Israel. But the thing is, the Israeli government is still lying, manipulating, and being deceitful to its population, just in a different context. Because there needs to be a lot of lies, propaganda, and deceitfulness from the government in order to convince its population that this group of people needs to be wiped out in the first place. Every single day, the government and its media have to lie about how all Palestinians, and sometimes Arab, are aggressive, how they're all anti-Semitic, how they're all hateful, how they're all,
No, Palestinians default are it's anti-Semitic. Most especially, I speak especially of the Palestinians who live in Gaza. They are anti-Jews openly. Just spoke in the morning with a friend, which is an Yemeni LGBTQIA who live in Tel Aviv, because it's the safest place for him, and he feels better there than back home in Houthi.
The T word, which justifies wiping them out. They have to lie, through their educational system, again, through their media, about...
Nobody villainize anybody. They try to survive there when every Arab nation because Palestinians are actually Arabs, not Palestinian. The identity of Palestinians, the identity of Palestine was actually artificial, created by USSR to conflict the region and have a proxy war with the US in that region.
But how they're the chosen people, how they deserve the lands, and how they're actually the victims. And that brings me to my second.
They are not the chosen one. They are piece of shit. They are humans like everybody else. They have nothing special. And I don't think they are teaching. And probably, yeah, I mean, let's not be generalized. Probably are people who teach kids. We are the chosen one. We are the greatest. We are the, I don't know. We have three balls for heads and things like that. But that's not the general view in Israel.
Point, which is even though the population might agree with the genocide aspect of it, they don't agree with how the war is actually panning out, the loss of lives from their side, and also the fact that the hostages haven't been released. And that's not even mentioned.
No, Israel doesn't receive all the hostages back. Are still around 110, 140 in hands of Hamas. Still hoping they will return alive to IDF.
Mentioning the fact that a lot of Israelis, if not most of them, don't want Netanyahu in power. They're against the fact that the war has gone for as long as it did. They're against how he's handling it. They're against the fact that he's trying to consolidate power all to himself. There's a high level of government dissatisfaction, which at the end of the day doesn't make it.
If are lots of people protesting in Israel, and I am opposing Netanyahu because I want some matzah, and he forgot to give me the matzah. Yes, I have unjustified reason to oppose and protest against Netanyahu because he forgot to give me some matzah. But if our people they're protesting, having not satisfied by the government, protesting against government, against him, that means the democracy it's working. It's still a functionable democracy. It's still in progress. Working democracy, classified as working democracy. Okay, let's find 35 Israel, 0.821 points in index, the total value index. And it says mentioned here working democracy. So it's actually much better working than USA democracy. I'm surprised it's better working even in the Romania or many European country, even if better than Poland or Hungary. That's very good, actually.
Israel a democracy at all.
Actually, it is a democracy. People are protesting. People have the power to remove a person from the power. The only problem right now is Netanyahu cannot step down because now it's an emergency government, and when appear a situation which require an emergency government, he will stay in power till that emergency is fixed. So turn back the 110 or 140, I don't remember exactly the number of hostages Hamas have. Okay, if Hamas will turn back the hostages, all the mission of IDF in Gaza will be suspended. Everybody will turn back to their lives, but nobody will continue to die. And Israeli will have a new election, will elect a new government. Israel and SUA, US are not very bad states, actually, in economics, development, military, are very good and very powerful states. Okay, military Israel is actually nobody, but it is technically a miracle because they have like, I don't know how many people are there, but are around 8 or 9 million, 9 million people, and they have an economy much powerful than Iran have with 88 million people. So if you don't call that a miracle, I don't know what can be. So let's turn back. America is very good state. As a Romanian, I am proud of America for fighting for us, for offering us freedom, for showing us what democracy looks, what freedom it is. They are a good guardian of Europe and of world, because if the anti-West coalition will take over, by the way, I will make a video about that. Anti-West coalition, anti-West coalition, anti-West globalization will take over. We will have in charge states like Russia with an authoritarian regime, Iran with a theocracy, a very shitty theocracy actually, China with a very bad communist regime, Korea del North, with a very, 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 very rotten communist ideology. So I don't want to live in a country with none of these four political systems. I love to live in Europe, in a free country. Romania, Denmark, Sweden. Okay, even Sweden is not the safe. It's probably the worst state in the worst, probably the worst country to live right now in European Union. It's Sweden, Norway, Sweden, the Netherlands, and France, because the security there is so poor. Then I am scared for my life. Thank you so much. It was a very long video. I hope I make some clarification in the lies people bring on the internet. Give me a like. In America, you are the best country.